Welcome back for another video. Today we're going to carry all the timbers down for the bridge now. We're going to start putting our decking down, get everything leveled and squared up. That way we can ride this thing across it. It's going to be fun. A lot of work just went into this bridge, and again, if we were doing this with finished material, we probably could have done this project in a day. On the other side of that, having all this available to me and being able to utilize things that would otherwise go to waste, it's been a really good project for that. And it's going to look awesome down here in the yard. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's get started. I know you guys out there that's got your portable sawmills would have a blast with a project like this. Milling all your material down. There are some of you guys out there that do some amazing work with your mills, and it may even be something that would be a project that you could possibly do prefab bridges for homeowners who don't have equipment available to them. All right, let's drag these down to the bridge, get these things unloaded. I'm going to go ahead and spin each one of these and bring them around. We'll put the trunk of our crossing beams here on this side of this. That may help us out a little bit more on the leveling process. It is unfortunate to have to spin every one of them. That's fine. So we figure out exactly how they're going to like to lay across this thing. And then we'll start stringing and notching and leveling. Boy, that's going to look great, guys. That is going to look great. And what I'm going to do up here, in order to make up my ground difference, dropping off, instead of filling that all up with dirt, I have some of these older posts that rather than burn, I'm going to lay down here and use those as a backstop for this, and that'll keep dirt from washing down underneath it. They'll probably last 5, maybe 10 years under the soil here. Wow. That's going to look nice, guys. Let's go ahead and get the saw out, and we'll get this first one fastened down. Start getting some strings dragged across this thing. You know, it occurs to me, every good bridge engineer needs a place to settle. This worked out pretty good. I might leave it. And again, dealing with these rounded edges and things like that, it does pose a different challenge. But I'm also going to enjoy the rustic look of it as well. So I'm not looking for perfection, but we're going to get it close. Because we took the time when we were setting our pier blocks to get everything square, and our beams are square, that I can just simply catch the edge of this on each end, and that's going to square this first log for me. Alright guys, before I get this saw started, I'm going to explain what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the saw and my bar as a straight edge, and I'm simply going to mark where this log's laying down, and then also mark on the insides where it's crossing over each beam. Let's get this thing scribed up and see what we've got. back and see what we've got here. Now once you start this process, try to keep it as square in relation to your beams as you can. That way, when you roll this thing back up, you're going to get it back in the same spot, okay? You can also draw a level line on the log, get you a level mark out here before you roll it up, and then when you roll it back, you should be able to put it right back in the same spot. Now, when I cut my cross notches here, that does two things for me. I can either go ahead and lay the saw down once I get enough started there to make a plunge cut, or as I'm coming back across through this, as I'm hitting those notches, I know I'm not turning my saw down or in an up position, and that helps it keep level. And also, I'm taking extreme caution here because underneath my feet, there's not real good footing, and I take the time and actually rest the saw. I'm getting my elbow down on my leg, and that also helps me keep this thing a little more square, okay? Be careful here. Low idle is what I do. That way I don't have this saw trying to kick back on me. Because again, this footing here is terrible. Now another thing you can do, guys, once you get your notches cut in, you can take your hatchet and chop these out of here. And that'll get you down to where you need to go too. It's a lot of fun. And this will do you a good job, specifically in something this size. I have enough room to move this hatchet around where I need to. Shave that stuff right out of there. Alright. Boy, I tell you, if you think about the pioneers, if you'd have given them a chainsaw, they'd have probably built the Eiffel Tower out of wood. You never know. I'm dragging these logs around behind the mule and across the trailer and getting them sawed, etc. I'm going to take time and take my glove and make sure I don't have any dirt setting up here that I'm running into this chainsaw. We don't want dirt into the clutch of the saw. That can do damage for them. Alright, I'm going to clean that up with the hatchet. There was a knot right here on this side, right in the center of that. And the knot on any tree is going to be the hardest wood on the tree. So I don't want to keep etching this thing out with the chainsaw and get it too low. Split that back a little bit. One more, we'll see how it fits. All right, another knot right in the center of this. And I mean dead in the center of where that notch is going to be. Let's roll it over and see how it does. fit in good. Now just a little bit of flattening on both surfaces here goes a long way. I mean, you're talking about an 8-inch piece of wood there, and you flatten that off just a little bit, and they are tough to move. We are dead level. That one's set, guys. Now, for fasteners, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and pilot the holes, and I would do that even if you're going to use a screw. I'm going to use barn nails. Now this is a ring shanked powder coated nail, and it also is a hardened nail. So that's going to give me the strength. This is 5 inches long. That's going to give me the strength to drive down in here, and I'm going to set, because this is my first pole, I'm probably going to drive 4 nails on each beam here. And again, pilot your holes, because these things, once you get them started in there, this cedar is just tough. It's tough as oak when you start trying to drive a nail through it. So by piloting, I can get this thing started in there straight and drive it down into where I want it to be. And also, because I'm going in at an angle, it'll keep this thing from trying to move around on me. Like I said though, even this drill bit going into that. This cedar is a really durable wood. You start trying to drive a nail in that, you might get a surprise, or even running screws into them. That's not always easy either. Grab our hammer here. Now another trick you can do for your, if you're using decking screws or nails, is you can put soap on these and it'll help slide. It's not going to do me a lot of good because I'm using this ring shank here, and that will simply keep this nail from ever trying to pull back out of it. Safety glasses here, because again, this is a hardened nail and you have a hardened hammer, so if you shear the head off of this thing, you want to make sure that you don't get nothing in your eyes. Alright, first one in. Now, once we get our other timber set in here, that angle is going to be hard to get at a toenail. So again, I will just continue now nailing from this side of the timbers all the way down the bridge. But I do want to fasten this one in because it's going to get a lot of roll from your tires when you start up or exit the bridge, okay? Well, I'll tell you what, you ain't gonna move it. We do have this one set. I'm going to do the other end just the same way, and then I will run a string from here to there. That'll get the rest of my timber set across here straight. Hopefully the next time you see this bridge, it'll be with that mule setting on it. Now, like I said, it's uneven material, rough material, so take your time and make it as perfect or imperfect as you want. Again, this is simply going to cover the yard traffic, as well as if we're down here playing around the golf, we can walk across this little ravine a little easier. But it's definitely going to be hardy enough to where if I ever had to bring a truck across here, I most certainly could. Like I said, guys, heavy duty. Rolled right across that thing, didn't it? I'm glad to have it done, guys. This has been an awesome project and a healthy bridge. And I'm telling you, you never know what you're going to see around here. That's what keeps it interesting. I do want to thank you guys for watching, and thanks for the support to the channel. I'll see you on the next one. We'll find something else to build.